Hi there, this is a video about how to make a new file and record something that you want to loop in GarageBand. This is like GarageBand version 5, and there's far newer versions of this program, and I'm just making this in this program because I've used it for a while. So if you go to new project, you can name your song. So for loops. And at this point, actually, if you know what the tempo of your song is, like if you know you want to make a 120 beats per minute song, or you know you want to make like an 80 beats per minute song or whatever, you can put something in specific here. If you don't know, just ignore it and hit create, and you're good, and it'll make your song for you. This is like a track that is recording, like actually playing this keyboard on the screen, which is not really what we want. So we have to make a new track. So I'm going to say new basic track. And it's going to create like a simple track. Notice like this is actually recording my voice right now, or it would be recording if I actually hit record. I don't have to mess with any of this stuff. I'm actually going to just delete this. Oh, oops. I guess I'll just leave it later. It doesn't matter. But notice that this new track is actually set up to record from the microphone. If you don't see these things going up and down with your voice, then it's not actually set up. This red light means it's like enabled to be recording. So you want to make sure that you're clicking on this track before you're going to record the thing that you actually want to record. So notice the metronome is automatically on, which is why, like, if you know that your song is in a time of 120 beats per minute, then that's great. You can have the metronome on and be doing all kinds of things that are exactly to that time. I'm not going to talk about that. That's going to be a separate video, so I'm actually going to turn off the metronome, and I'm going to try making a recording. So it's like... Notice I only have to play that thing once. Like, I want it actually to run for my whole song. This. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Nice. But what I want to do actually is loop that. So notice I stopped it playing, and depending on where you like hover over your mouse on this track, it does different things. So you got to be really careful where your mouse is. And the most important thing to know is if you want to like get rid of the beginning, check this out. It's like my voice is in there. I don't want that at all. So I need to make sure that my mouse is right below the bottom of the track as opposed to the top where I can move it around. I don't want to do that. I want to actually grab it down here because it lets me make it smaller. That is like to cut it to exactly the right size for my thing. Notice I got it close, but there's still like this little bit of silence in front of it. I need to get rid of that. And this like won't really let me do it exactly there. That's because of something called snap to grid. This is saying because it thinks that we're playing at a tempo of 120 beats per minute and we didn't play that exact tempo, it's like trying to like help us by only letting us cut the file to like specific times. We're going to need to actually turn that off. We are not going to snap to grid because we have nothing to do with this 120 beats per minute. We're going to now be able to adjust this exactly how we want to. And I'm going to try to get it like right here, like right at the beginning of me playing. Nice. Cool, that's awesome. Notice I can do that over here. Now that I've like checked off snap to grid, remember you need to check this off so that you're not actually looking at snap to grid. You're not controlling it that way. I can then move this back and forth on this side. But notice if I hover over the top corner, I can actually loop this thing. So check it out. I play this, and then it starts again. going for as long as I want. I can actually use this down here. This is like a zoom, so I can zoom out, and I can just drag this on for an hour if I want to. I can just have this going over and over again, which is great because I might be able to like sing over it or whatever. But the problem with this is it's like kind of off. Like I stopped at the wrong time. So I need to figure out where to exactly stop this so that the loop is perfect. I'm going to leave this all looped, and what I need to do is zoom in on the very end of this. So I'm going to go like this, maybe back out a little bit. Notice I'm using this to zoom. And I'm going to try to like, remember if I hold down here, I can control where this is. That controls the whole loop now. So if I go, I think it's going to be around there. I generally it's useful to play the loop, get in the rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. So you can hit the space bar, stop the playing at exactly the moment when you want to cut it, or to loop it, and then move this to where that red line is. So now I should have this totally cool loop that I can play other stuff over. Okay, cool. So I've got some ideas. I want to record them like on top of this thing. Maybe I'm singing, maybe I'm like adding drums or whatever. I want another track that's exactly like this. I can just go back to new basic track, and it'll make another one, and I can now like play whatever I want. And whatever I do is recorded and can be looped, or like you can just like sing a vocal line or whatever. It's worth pointing out at this point, this is the last thing that I'm going to put in this video to explain what's going on. Now I have 2 tracks that can record. And if you're not careful, if you're clicking on the wrong one, maybe I'll go, ooh yeah, oh no, oh no, it actually recorded on the wrong track. Definitely not what I wanted. So I'm actually going to select undo, edit, undo recording. So everything's back to normal, but pay really close attention to what track you're recording on. If I want to say like, okay, this track is totally good, I don't need to mess with it anymore, I can click lock, and then I can't record on it anymore. If I hit record, it says, it's not recording anything at all. But if I click on this other track, this red light is on, and I can play and like, and I got this really cool thing. And I can adjust like the volume, the different parts. Oopsie. Notice like this was actually playing through the speakers, so it picked it up. You're going to want to use headphones when you record, so like you can listen in your ears and only have like this on a separate track, but you'll figure it out.